The New York Mets are on pace for probably their worst loss of the season. And who do I blame for this? Buck fucking Showalter. Why? Let's look at the list of reasons. One, the past six or so games, the team is 5 for 42 with runners in scoring position because he's been taken, for some fucking reason, he's thrown aggressive base running out the window for more cautious approaches. Two, once again, he put Carrasco on the mound due to a back spasm. But three, and the linchpin for this myriad of trouble that's been happening to the team lately, leaving McNeil on the bench for over a week after the win against Miami. We could have used him against Houston. He didn't bother. Could have used him against Miami to get a sweep. He didn't bother. And now with McCann back, sure, we're getting some defensive property use, but here's the problem. McCann can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. There has been no logic in any of the moves. Throw in the fact I think Buck is scared that Atlanta is creeping up on the Mets. But then again, Atlanta's had an easy as pie schedule. The only road bump they had, and the only series they've lost this damn month, was last weekend in Chicago and this past weekend at home against Los Angeles. Every other series, they have swept, or in the case of San Francisco, they took 3 out of 4. And that has crippled the Mets badly this month. They better turn around come July. Especially with that series against Atlanta coming up the 11th through the 13th, just before the All-Star break. We need every weapon in the toolbox, Buck, to come out with aggression, not pacifism, Buck. What happened to the guy who was gung-ho of going aggressive? Answer, he got scared after his best hitter went down to a knee injury. The other problem I have with Buck is his over-reliance on Eduardo Escobar when he's not reliable in runners in scoring position situations. He sucks defensively. When you're more reliable middle utility infielder is Guillorme. Use him on a regular basis. And behind the plate in those situations with contact hitting, go to Nito. Use them instead of letting them rot on the damn bench. You dim-witted son of a bitch. I'm not surprised given how incompetently Buck has been managing the team as of late, Raph, that they're down 9 to a fucking goose egg, or the fact that we've only gotten 5 runs in the last 42 times the team has had 5 positive outcomes in the last 42 at bats with runners in scoring position. And all that because Buck is not using logic anymore. Is not using what brought him to the top of the division in the start this year. Instead, he's regressing to what Rojas was by this point. Illogical, overly conservative, and above all, a coward. I try my damnedest to have faith in this team, but there are games like this that make me question it. When Buck just goes completely off the page. There's been no logic in how this team has been run over the last week. And now we're about to lose, I believe this would be our 4th of our last 7 games. We've been able to dodge the 3-game losing streak bullet for the most part this year. But with tomorrow going up against Justin Verlander, I don't know if we're going to be able to dodge it. I'm going to be praying tonight that we do. And we all better start praying. And more importantly, we better start praying that Buck gets his head out of his ass and does not use Escobar or McCann tomorrow and uses Nito and Guillorme and Nito at third and behind the plate respectively instead. There is no logic keeping these two dumbasses on the field. It wouldn't have mattered either way in that case, Darwin. My beef is with the bad field choices. And there's an outfielder, or not an in one. Why put him in? Right now, let's just hope the Phillies kick the Braves' ass. There's only about 3.5 innings left of that game, and time is running out for Philadelphia. Charlie Norton has calmed down. It's 3-1 Atlanta. Key factors, Travis d'Arnaud and Matt Olson going back-to-back in the first. Keep in mind, lose this game and the Braves win their next two, they could be as few as 2.5 back because of your incompetence, Buck. And at that point, it's going to be fucking panic mode. Because once again, you chose to be an illogical idiot. You chose to go with a lineup that does not produce fruit. And on paper, with the Rangers coming in on Friday, we should be able to beat them. Keywords on paper. And then we go to Cincinnati. That's a team that on paper we should kick the ass of. But because they're the worst of the worst in the National League. And a record of 25-47. So, Buck, wake this team the fuck up! Otherwise, I want you gone sooner than later, Buck. Because what you're doing tonight has no logic to it. You know full well I hate McCann, I hate Escobar, and I hate Escobar. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm about to say, Buck Showalter, I hate you! And fucking McCant is now up the plate. The guy who, along with Ottavino, was basically the GOAT of the last game, and I don't mean in a good way. And I mean GOAT in the negative sense, not GOAT in the positive one. As in the scapegoat. At least the Phillies have a runner in scoring position. Something they've been a little more productive with than we have. 1 for 8 as opposed to 0 for 5. But again, it's a low score, and I was right. Line out to Tucker. Can we get McCann off this fucking team? He sucks! Absolute trash yet again at the plate. Behind it, he's fine. But at it, He sucks! Why do we get this son of a bitch? Ground out by Herrera, and the deficit in Philadelphia is cut to one. It's 3-2 Atlanta. They're getting some productivity. Plummer's already back down in the minors, Darwin. But I'm serious, Buck. I'm getting to the point where I'm about to say that I despise you. It's getting to that point. Unless you don't pull your head out of your ass, I'm gonna full blown say that I despise you. And Marte pops it up to end the inning. Or grounds out on the first pitch. Darwin, do not go there, you little bastard. Anyway, leave a comment, smash the like, sub to the channel. Sorry for getting a little distracted. Mets 2-8 signing out. Goodbye. Good fucking night. Dang it. Let's hope the Mets get a W tomorrow and at least split this shit storm with Houston. And Buck, just have the pitchers plunk or flat out kill Yordan Alvarez, or just pitch around the son of a bitch. Hell, give him fucking intentional walks. I don't care.